when I go out with my friends, I think I'm a millionaire. And I'm like, oh,
that is so true.
I'm like, let me buy a round of drinks. And people are like, I'll Venmo you. I'm like, no, it's fine. People are like, I love going out with her. I'm just kidding. But I just
sit there and I'm like, oh God.
But I'm just saying that like, that isn't necessary. It's not a priority in my life. And if I took that bar tab that I just spent like $100 and put it towards my well-being, like maybe for me, because I do already train so much, maybe for me it's a massage. Maybe for me it's an extra acupuncture session this week. Hello and welcome back to Eat the Damn Cake. I'm Carly.
And I'm Maddie. And
this is episode 40.
The big 4-0.
Yeah, I know.
We should have gone a cake or something.
40, which means we are 12 weeks, 3 months away from 1 year.
That is like freaky.
Yeah. I can't believe we've been podcasting for almost a year and that anyone believed in us. But exciting news we got today as we're recording this, but this will be today in a different day for your ears. We hit over 15,000 downloads. So yay!
15,307 to be exact.
307 or 71, I thought.
I thought it was 307.
Okay, well, whatever. Give or take 60.
I read the email wrong.
Okay.
I think it was 307.
Okay.
But that's a lot of you.
So we love you. We appreciate you. We're excited.
And let's get us to 20K.
Let's get us to 50K.
Okay.
100K.
I think with this, you should all just share our podcast to one person after you listen to this. Someone that you think would enjoy it.
Whether it's your mom, your dog.
I was actively in DC this past weekend and people were like, oh, like, what do you do? I'm like, well, actually, I'm a podcaster. Do you need a new podcast to listen to? Here's my podcast. Follow it, rate, subscribe.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I'm so annoying.
Love that.
But
no, that's good. That's
but like
pushy.
People are like, what's it about? And then I tell them and they're like, absolutely, I want to listen to that.
I love that. So if this is your first time listening,
welcome. And our podcast is all about making the fitness industry a more inclusive and accepting environment of all bodies, health at all sizes, and just having a good time and eating the damn cake if you want to.
We just got back from checking out our new rental space on Newbury Street. So if you are even considering a little bit personal or small group training with us, reach out to us because this space is awesome. We are so excited to be training people out of it. We have our first clients this week on Newbury Street. Mm-hmm. So get in there before we fill up. Yeah. We're only taking a limited number.
And at the same time too, it's like we have limited time slots. So yeah, unlike our Framingham location where we pretty much have the full day open usually, we won't. So but with that being said, if you do see a spot that you're like, oh, I really want to train at this time on this day and it's not open, DM us. Never hurts to ask.
Someone did and we made it work.
Yeah. So if you feel like, hey, I want to come in this time, never hurts to ask. With that being said, we do have very minimal spots left in our bridal package.
Yep.
So if you're one. So if you're thinking about doing that,
well, one for the combined dietitian and fitness portion.
Yes.
So if you are thinking about doing it and have any questions at all about anything, about payments, about whatever it might be, like workouts, dietitian side, fitness side, just let us know and we will we'll give you a breakdown. We'll hop on a call. Also, our website has a very in-depth description of anything you need to know and more. Yeah. So builtbybyron.com under programs. The Built by Byron Bridal. Yep. But it's also called Take the Vow. Take the Vow. So if you are like, okay, like my diet, I'm happy with my diet. I just want to like up my fitness routine for the next 6 months. That's okay too. That's okay too. You don't have to do both parts of the program. We're only taking on one more for the fitness and the dietitian side of the program. But if you just want to do fitness, let us know. And we can definitely explore options for you. Yes. But, speaking of, like I said, I was in DC this past weekend. I always talk about how lame I am in the sense of like, people will be like, oh my gosh, at 24, like I still want to be out and raging and like, I'll do it. And then I'll be like, how did I do this in college? Like I
am still at that point in my life where I'm like, wine and cheese, tequila shots, wine and cheese wins. Like,
yeah.
Or on the flip side of it, like I had so much fun this weekend. I got to see some of my high school friends and it was so much fun. And I was so excited to be there. But of course I had like 2 drinks in me and I was like, okay, I could be either upstairs dancing, but I hear there's food downstairs and that sounds like my kind of vibe. So like I went downstairs and talked to the bartender. I was like, hey, I hear you have a food menu. And he's like, I do have a food menu. I'm like,
send it my way.
Send it over, sir.
Yeah.
So promptly ordered 3 orders of tater tots, order of French fries. And then I was like, what are the chicken bites? And he's like, chicken nuggets. I'm like, oh, give me
Perfect.
2.
Yeah.
So I like obviously checked my bank statement and you know how people like, if they go out for a big, like long day bender, they're like, oh my God, I spent so much money on like alcohol.
Yep. We'll get into that later.
I was like, oh my God, I spent so much money on bar snacks. And I guess there are worse things. Like,
yeah, at least you're eating.
I was eating a ton and it was a euphoric moment. I was so hungry and I was like, me and my other friend that was there, we were shoving it down our throats and I was like, bar snacks for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's what happens if you go out with me, you guys,
you'll find the
food. I will find the food for us. I did also walk after we went out on Friday. I was like to my friend, I'm like, we are walking to get jumbo slices of pizza. And we did.
Great.
So that was my weekend. I ate a lot of food. I got to see some very dear friends and I am back.
One of my best friends was visiting this weekend. So she hasn't been to the North End like since we were little, like since
like you went to solely Mike's Pastry.
Exactly. Yeah. You would go there for like go into Boston for a day and like travel to the North End from Back Bay and like venture out for a pastry.
Let me get a cannoli.
Yeah. So she came to visit and we went out to dinner at Ricardo's restaurant. Shout out Ricardo's. Like they took great care of us. The owner was phenomenal. I think his name is Michael and his dad's name is Ricardo.
Adorbs.
And he was the best. And I don't know why I deserved or got all this special treatment, but we got it and it was amazing.
What happened?
And he just like brought over like a bottle of wine that was like 3 times the price of the one we were looking at, but charged us the price of like the one we were looking at for this like really nice wine. And like, it was delicious and amazing. And we were like, great, thank you. And then he like sent over these like after dinner Steve kind of shots. It was like a chocolate red wine and it was so good.
You liked that?
It was more chocolate. Okay. But like they said,
Carly does not like red wine.
But they said the base of it was like red wine based, but it tasted like chocolate.
Red wine and chocolate.
But no, it tastes, Maddie, I know, but it tasted so like good. Chocolate. So I don't know. It was really good. And while I was at the restaurant, I went to the bathroom there and I walked into the bathroom and like someone else was using the other stall. I go pee, whatever, walk out.
Thank you for this play-by-play.
I open the door and there's a guy standing at the sink and I'm standing in the bathroom and I look at him and I go, am I in the wrong bathroom? He goes, am I in the wrong bathroom? And then he opens the door and it was women. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And he like ran out of there. I was like, it's okay. I'm not one to judge. Like, absolute stay. I like to make friends.
And like, I don't care.
Yeah, it was so funny. And he literally looked horrified. And I was like, do not like, and his table, of course, was right outside of the bathroom. So I walked by and he was like telling all his friends. And I was like, my God, it's okay. Seriously. Like, I don't care.
So I actually have a similar story. We went to a French restaurant, like a French brunch place yesterday. And it's very like authentic French restaurant. And a lot of things are in French there. And I'm walking around to the bathroom and the doors are just like stained glass. And one says like Les Dames or like dame, which is
dame,
dame, like female. That means female. I'm not really sure though, because I look at the other door and it's just blank. And I'm like, I'm like, I literally stood there for like a minute.
Oh my gosh.
And one of the servers looks at me and he's like, that one. That's the one. And I'm like, thank you. Cause I would have just promptly not gone to the bathroom. I would have been like, well, 50-50 chance I walk into the wrong one. And then I sat back down and I was like, did anyone else go through that? And they're like, yeah, no, it's really confusing.
Yeah, that is so confusing.
Well, I was like, why didn't it, I don't know how do you say man in French?
I don't know.
Harley? Not sure. Okay. So you would have thought it would be on the door, but it wasn't.
No idea.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, no, we both looked at each other and we were stunned. We were like, am I in the wrong bathroom?
Okay. Have you ever gone in the wrong bathroom before?
Yeah, but like on purpose when the girl's line is too long and I'm like, screw this, I'm going to pee in the men's bathroom.
I do that like if it's an individual bathroom where they like stupidly say one's women's and one's men's. Yeah, and the men's one is only because it has a urinal in it. I'm like, okay, seriously?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's the same shit. What was I going to say though? I also saw this is just me as a person. In DC, there are a lot of puppies. And I met a dog named Biscuit this weekend and a dog named Archie. And I literally went out of my way to pet all of the dogs. And is this saying that I'm lame? I'm like, oh my God, I pet a bunch of dogs this weekend.
No, but like there are dogs everywhere. You're making it sound like DC is like the hub of puppies.
And I think it's because my friends live near a dog park.
Okay, so have you ever walked through Southie? Every single person has a dog.
Okay, that's true, but I don't know what it is. In Boston,
Maddie
I don't
would
just
not
approach.
Stop talking about the dogs.
I don't just approach people.
Well, because people in Boston aren't as nice,
not as friendly. In DC, I was like, "Oh, your dog's so cute." They're like, "Do you want to pet it?" I'm like, "Do I want to pet? Yes, I want to pet it."
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was a really good trip.
Great.
I know. But you've been in the North End a lot lately.
Just the past 2 weeks.
Just casually in the past 2 weeks.
I mean, twice in the last like 6 months. You know, that's not much.
Okay, this actually
and it's not that bad of a drive.
So Carly is like, oh my God, I don't know why he got all the special treatment. I just went to the North End the other week. 0 special treatment. Like full priced everything. They did in fact send over dessert for the other table next to us for free, not us. And I'm like, then I was like, oh my God, 2 weeks in a row, I got a free bottle of wine, basically. I'm like, this just brings me back to childhood when every time we went to the mall, Carly would get like the employee discount from some stranger because she's pretty. And I'd be like,
Maddie,
we're related. I also want the employee discount. Like I check out before her, pay $100. And then he's like, you know what? Do you have like the card, the like employee or the, what's it called? The store card. And she's like, no. He's like, well, I'll give you my discount, 60% off.
No, that's not what happens. Maddie is exaggerating.
Did I ever tell the story of when we went on family vacation?
Yes.
No, I don't.
You did. That was looped into the other stories.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Which one?
The one when you got drunk because you were 21 and I was like 18. So like I just had to be your plus one everywhere, and we went to a bar.
Tell this story.
And the bartender fell in love with Carly. When I say fell in love, deeply, madly in love. And I was like, we were sitting there.
I hate these stories. They're awkward.
I love them. They're so funny. And the guy's like shaking Carly's hand and is like, nice to meet you. And I'm like, I'm Maddie. He like puts his hand out to the side, still eye contact with Carly. And I'm like, I honestly should just go. I should just leave. It's funny for me. It's because now I'm in a loving, caring relationship and I don't need that anymore in my life.
Neither do I.
Neither do I.
All right, we're going to move on. So we got a hell yeah, hell nah this week, and it is a new one, obviously.
Okay. We're going to repeat real quick.
Meditation. If you've tried it, you know. If you haven't, maybe you should. But let's dive into it. So what is meditation? Meditation has a long history of use for increasing calmness and physical relaxation, improving psychological balance, coping with illness, and enhancing overall health and well-being. So that is just a breakdown of meditation. Most people meditate.
That noise just made me. I'm sorry. I just heard Carly's spit.
I just swallowed.
I know, but it was just so, I don't know. They might not even be able to hear it.
No, they won't be able to because Mom, every time she does this, Mom's like, Maddie, we couldn't hear the noise that you're referring to.
Everything's so amplified in my ears. But like Carly said, meditation's considered a type of mind-body complementary medicine. And we actually worked with someone who ran a bunch of meditations, and I listened to a few of hers, and they're extremely relaxing.
Yeah.
But I have never been able to get into it, unfortunately.
So I can, when it comes to like an end of a yoga class and I'm laying in Shavasana or dead man's pose, for those of you who don't know, and the teacher starts talking there, that's when I can like truly get into a trance. But if I'm at home and like Duke's trying to like hump my leg or something. Like I can't.
There's just too much going on.
Okay. Dog owners, side note. I'm having an issue with my dog.
I think.
And there's no issue. Well, I mean, besides the fact that he has recently just been humping my leg out of nowhere, like out of literally nowhere. He never used to hump. And like, I used to pride myself on that because he was the only one at the dog park that would never hump, but he doesn't hump anything else besides my leg. And he like, he gets his death grip around my thigh and then does these slow little thrusts into my leg.
It is really funny, but like also
it's horrible. Like it's so awkward. I'm like, I'm your mother. Stop it. So if anyone knows why this is all of a sudden happening at a year and a half.
How old is he? A year and a half?
Like please reach out and let me know how to nip that in the butt real quick because
I feel like it's just natural.
It isn't.
One of my roommate's dogs we always called it witching hour because
he would just hump.
He would just for an hour straight get it out of his system, be good. Okay. But like he had a big stuffed animal.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, Duke chooses
this is getting graphic.
Duke chooses my leg and only my leg, so it's a little traumatizing as his mother
actually,
to have. He did it in the kitchen last night after dinner in front of my parents. They were laughing. I was trying to get him down
because once he gets into that, like Carly runs away and he like has this look in his eyes like I'm not done. And like follows her around. Anyways, meditation.
Well, I was saying I could never meditate at home unless Duke's like locked up in his crate dead asleep.
Like asleep.
Yeah, that's the only way I could try to get it done. But
so we looked at meditation and there's actually so many benefits to it where there's not really any cons other than you needing to find a way for it to work for yourself. So
because not everyone can fully
get into it.
And it takes practice. It's a practice.
It's
like a yoga practice, a fitness routine. It's a practice.
A lot of people think that meditation is something you just like hop on into. One time you do a meditative 30-minute meditation and you're like, oh, I did it. Like maybe you can really do that. I personally can't, but
yeah, same.
Some of the emotional benefits of meditation can be gaining a new perspective, building skills to manage your stress, increasing self-awareness, focusing on the present, reducing negative emotions, can help with anxiety, asthma, cancer, chronic pain, depression, heart disease, high blood pressure, IBS, sleep problems, and tension headaches. So like
IBS. Meditate that shit away.
I just really the literal poop.
Yeah.
So honestly, it says meditation might also be useful if you have a medical condition, and these ones especially if they're worsened by stress. So if you suffer a lot from like nausea and like you can hopefully, and that can be stress induced sometimes. Same with headaches,
blood pressure.
It's growing. The scientific researching of all of this is growing, but a lot of researchers support the evidence that meditation is really helpful for a lot of people. And then there's a ton of types. There's guided meditation, mantra meditation, mindfulness meditation, Tai Chi is a type of meditation.
Wow.
Yoga is a type of meditation. So there's so many types, and
there's also like sound healing meditation.
Qigong is a part of traditional Chinese medicine that combines meditation, relaxation, and physical movement and breathing. So if you're like, oh, I tried just guided meditation, listening to someone talk me through it, and you're still really interested in doing it, look into the different kinds. Because, I'm not going to lie, I'm one of those people that was like, I could never do this. Like my mind will get distracted by something and I won't listen to a damn thing this person's saying to me. But with all of the benefits of it, it's, the focused attention, the quiet setting, relaxed breathing. That sounds like a freaking cup of tea.
Yeah, it does.
Like for my anxiety, I feel like that could be so, so beneficial.
100%.
And if any of you have ever tried it, please DM us and let us know.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to, for the next week, how about we challenge some of our listeners for the next week, next 7 days, meditate for minimum 5 minutes a day.
Okay.
And we're going to put a question box up next Sunday night.
Yeah.
And if you did it, tell us your experience.
Yeah. I mean, I'd really be interested.
Well, we should try it too.
Okay.
No, let's challenge ourselves. Let's do it. Because why not?
Remember the last time I was like, I got a journal.
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm going to start journaling every day. I have never cracked the seam on that journal.
I am going to say I actually took a meditation for how to lead it before.
Ow.
So sorry. I just nailed Maddie under the table with my foot. So when I was working, I work for Bespoke, but when Lululemon on Newbury Street had opened, we were teaching classes through there, and they wanted to end every single class the same way with a 3 to 5 minute meditation at the end, where people just lay there and you talk them through breathing and talk them through their thoughts and stuff like that. And that was a really cool training that I did. It was eye-opening, and I remember it was a two-hour long trainings where basically for 2 hours you just guided each other through meditation.
Yeah.
And I've never been more relaxed in my life. I was like, this is awesome. I wish that I had someone doing this more often for me.
Yeah.
So maybe I download the Calm app.
Yeah, there's a few different apps. I think, do we still have meditation on our website?
We don't. We can add it back though.
Yeah, if that's ever something that you all want. Our guided meditation was led by someone who's so good, most calming voice ever.
Yeah.
And they were all very much structured towards something specific. So that's a really cool part of meditation. You can have a bunch of different ones, but is that the Calm app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts by saying, take a deep breath, and you can do calming anxiety, a 3-minute meditation, quick and easy. Wow. Should I send this to you?
Feels targeted. But I think I'm going to say a major hell yeah, because
Me too.
I mean, I'm on the Mayo Clinic right now, just talking, reading all of this to all of you. And I think if you've ever thought about it, but said, I'll probably never try it like me, I'm going to try it.
This is going to bring us into our next topic, but it's about prioritizing yourself.
Yes.
And which leads us to our next topic.
Yeah. And it's true, because if you can't put yourself first, then who's going to?
Exactly. So if you are like, wow, I'm feeling stressed out about going into this week with work, with whatever it might be, maybe meditation's the thing for you. Maybe my boyfriend, sorry, Joe, I'm just going to throw you under the bus, has a very stressful job, and he has to put out a lot of fires at his job. And Literally. I remember
he's not a firefighter yet.
No,
one day maybe
one day, but he
works in fire safety.
Yeah, he works in fire protection.
Why I thought it was funny.
No, he works in fire protection. So shout out to anyone who works there.
Shout out.
Because I know some of them listen to it.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey.
So shout out. However,
out. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, we said it 300 times.
Shout out. So basically, he went for a long period of time of waking up and meditating every morning and then doing yoga. And he said that that routine that he had just set him up for success each day. And I was like, wow, I was impressed. I was like, I need to start doing that, honestly.
This is my issue. And I think we're all guilty of it. My alarm goes off. I usually, even if I don't have to get up early, at 6, 5:30, 5, I'll go to bed, because I always go to bed at 9 or 9:30. I'll be like, I'm going to wake up at 6:30. I'm going to get a morning routine going. I'm going to wash my face. I'm going to, make myself a yummy coffee. I'm going to, maybe sit on the couch and watch a little TV. I snooze my alarm 42 times before I do that.
Yep.
Which is my problem. And I think it's because I haven't built a habit in a really long time. I'm used to getting up early for work, but
running out the door.
But I run out
Yeah.
Do I eat breakfast? Absolutely not. And
should you?
Yes, but I do always eat breakfast after my clients. My clients aren't from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. I eat, but I should be eating before I go train, because then I'm probably not as miserable as I am.
Yeah.
But when you take charge of yourself and your life, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to take that step to put myself first, what does that look like? That looks like
exactly.
That looks like maybe
a 3-minute meditation when you wake up, and then making coffee, and then sitting down and writing in your journal.
And maybe if you like
manifesting.
Yeah, mantra. That's a part of meditation. Just repeating a mantra. I'm going to be successful. I'm always going to do good things. Find something that you resonate with that day and go with it.
Yeah.
And then another thing could be, you know, not using your phone after 8 p.m. Like I do find that if I use my phone right before I go to bed, I stay up way later.
Yep.
So, you know, shutting screens off. Like I just started reading a book when I was traveling this weekend and I forgot how much I actually like reading. Like I really like reading, but my problem is getting into the book.
Yeah.
Getting through that first like 30 pages of book is always my hardest part because I need to like be able to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Which obviously, but like I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, since when did I get so impatient? Like I need to find that again.
Yeah.
So in listening to us say this, we all are in that work every day. Like we're saying this to you, like
because we need to do it ourselves.
Too. But Carly and I were chatting earlier today and we were like, you know, thinking about it, you know, our training, right? Our in Framingham,
or Newberry now,
or virtual, whatever you want to do. If you just exempt yourself from going out, instead of going out 3 or 4 times that week, like buying lunch on Monday, going out to dinner on Thursday, you know,
Starbucks every day,
you'd probably save about $60, $70, $75. That's like a session that week that you could have gone and
worked on yourself.
Yeah. And we're not saying exercise is the cure, but if you're like at that point where you're like, I really want to start my fitness journey. I want to start a fitness routine. I don't know exactly how to get started. Start by, you know, don't rip everything that brings you joy. So if like that Starbucks is really something that you look forward to, find it somewhere else. Like I know for a fact, sometimes out of pure laziness, I just go get food instead of taking the extra half hour to make myself a meal, which maybe that's something that you can try.
Yeah.
Because then once you take that first step, you have that little bit of extra money sitting around and you can put it towards something, even if it's not training, something that
really, a boutique fitness class or something. But what we're basically saying is learning in life how to prioritize yourself and your well-being over something that might matter in the moment, but might not matter a month from now, 2 weeks from now, whatever. So like basically when I go out with my friends, I think I'm a millionaire and I'm like, oh,
that is so true.
I'm like, let me buy a round of drinks. And people are like, I'll Venmo you. I'm like, no, it's fine. People are like, I love going out with her. I'm just kidding. But I just
sit there and I'm like, oh God.
But I'm just saying that like, that isn't necessary. It's not a priority in my life. And if I took that bar tab that I just spent like $100 and put it towards my well-being, like maybe for me, because I do already train so much, maybe for me it's a massage. Maybe for me it's an extra acupuncture session this week. But taking that money that I wasted on 1 hour of fun and putting it towards something that will help me in the long run, that is going to be so much more worth it in the long run. So when people see personal training and they get a little jarred by the prices at first, you got to think about what you're spending or wasting or whatever your money on. And if it's in that priority of like, some people will forego training themselves because they want to be able to go out and like spend the money on that.
If that's what you want to do, fine. But if every time you go and do that, you feel worse.
Yeah.
Because I've been there. I'm like, oh, in that moment, I was having the best time. Sunday scaries roll around, look at my credit card statement, and I'm like,
yikes.
So that hurt. And we're not saying take all that sociability out of it, but like,
no, that's not what we're saying at all.
Because what we're saying is we're culprit of it. Like thinking, oh, I should just spend my money on this because it doesn't matter right now. I should freaking get my own personal trainer. I struggle so much putting myself through my own workouts.
Yeah.
And like, that's something that would benefit me. It'd take away my back pain because I'd get stronger. Like things like that. If you sit down and budget out your time and money in a way that one will make you happy, but also make you stronger. And if you're looking to get onto that fitness grind and that routine, like try it.
So for example, Maddie and I have that Take the Vow program. People are going to see the upfront 6-month price and be like, oh,
holy
yikes.
Shit.
Oh my God. Where when you look a little bit deeper into it, we're going to break it down for you. And we're not saying this to sell it to you in any way, shape or form.
Just to prove that even if something long-term seems so
out of reach,
you break it down and you're like, oh shit, that's
really
way
not that
cheaper
much.
than it would be if I was just doing it once or twice. Like,
yeah. So basically, you look at the price, and we have a discounted upfront rate. So if people do want to somehow pay upfront, totally fine.
If you have the means.
If you have the means and you're like, all right, then I don't have to worry for the next 6 months about paying.
Yeah.
Great. So that rate is $150 discounted from the $2,000 for 6 months. The $2,000 for 6 months breaks down for...
That's twice a week.
I think it's once a week. Once a week personal training sessions, which is 4 personal training sessions a week for 6 months, or a month for 6 months. Mm-hmm. On top of that, it's our on-demand platform, which has hundreds and hundreds of workouts over the past year that are priceless. Like
they're amazing.
They're awesome. And they're all different types. You got
low impact,
high impact,
body weight band, stretches, burnouts. So anything.
And then we also... You get accountability weekly calls to make sure you're staying on track with your goals, and if like adjusting the workouts to like how you want to make them fit. Also, we're going to send like the brides a box full of
the clients if you're not a bride.
Clients at home workout box. So you're getting bands, you're getting sliders, you're getting water bottle, you're getting merch from us too. So all of that goes into that 6 month. Now, if you want to break it down monthly, we'll break it down monthly for you. That's $380 a month, and it's not that bad. That $380 a month you could spend easily in one night out at a bar. That's what I'm saying. So when it comes down to it, when you're making that long-term 6 month investment for yourself, and you look at the monthly price and you're like, oh my God, that's so expensive.
Or just think of it like weekly. Like it's one of those things where if I break down some of the things that I spend my money on to a monthly cost, it's probably as much as buying myself a package of our own, like a personal training package from ourselves. So
it's literally less than $100 a week for 6 months. And what do you spend in a week?
I mean,
I spend probably $400 a week.
Yeah.
On what? I don't even know.
I'm not even sure. I couldn't even tell you.
But this is not me trying to sell you our training in any way, shape, or form. I'm just breaking it down over to show you why. How do I word this? I'm just breaking it down to show you that if you prioritize things that are important to you, then the money won't seem as drastic.
Right. And also it's one of those things where you get what you pay for.
True.
So
if you're getting free Chloe Ting's abs on YouTube,
Carly will never let that one go.
No, I'll never let it go because she has no fitness experience. Okay, bye.
But anyways, if you are looking to invest in yourself, you want to make sure you're doing the best possible service and that it's credible and that you'll be able to do it safely. And it's not based on toxicity of oh, you're going to lose 100 pounds in 6 weeks.
Never. No. We will never make a guarantee like that because you know what? Each client is its own separate project and their own separate goals. And we're not going to market a program yep, by the end of this program, you'll weigh 150 pounds.
And it's also one of those things where not everyone is on a weight loss journey.
No, I think some people just want to build muscle.
I think people literally think every person that works out, a lot of people, even some people probably in the fitness industry, people think, oh, they're on a weight loss journey because they're exercising. Actually, newsflash, the reason people are exercising, there actually could be a million reasons why, but functional fitness, for example, what I do with a lot of clients that are on the older side and they're like, I just really want to build my muscle and, wake up every morning and not have knee pain or back pain and,
strengthen my core.
Strengthen your core. So, you're doing weighted step-ups in the gym. It's to help you carry your groceries up your stairs.
Yeah.
Small, tiny things like that. You're doing RDLs or deadlifting. That's so you can pick up something heavy in your backyard and a flower pot and move it. But people don't think of it that way. And I think when you break down fitness to that, and also if you do strength training, you are actively fighting against osteoporosis, which is your bone deteriorating basically as you get older, because the more you load your bones, the stronger they are and the less pain you'll have as you get older. So I think when you break it down into something, when you think about oh, so you're saying if I just started, putting some more time towards myself, and maybe that is exercising, maybe that's not, but
maybe it's meditation.
Maybe it's yoga, like whatever it is, it will help you live a healthy, happy, not pain-free, hopefully, lifestyle.
Yeah.
I just know that a lot of my clients have come to me with pain because just maybe because of inactivity, or maybe because of a history of like not working out properly. And now 6 months after training with us, they don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's my spiel to help you understand.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself, whatever that
Put yourself
means.
And prioritize what's important to you.
Yes. And also know that in order to be healthy, whatever I'm
quote
doing,
unquote.
Quote unquote, or to be on a fitness journey, you don't have to exercise every day. I just need to make sure you all know this. You don't need to exercise every day in order. You can work out a few times. You can work out a couple times, once a week. Like, start what feels good. And every person is going to have something that feels better for them, other than like, you can't compare yourself to other people. So if you have any questions about anything like that, please let us know. But we feel very strongly about we're going to start September out investing in ourselves.
Yeah.
And
well,
believing
I'm
in
going to
ourselves.
start trying to meditate tomorrow.
Me too.
I get up at 5 a.m. on Tuesdays, but you know what? Maybe
you're going to wake up at 4:30.
No. Maybe I'll wake up at 4:55.
Maybe you can meditate before you go to bed.
Yeah, that's
and you'll
idea.
have a
wow. That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a couple suggestions on a new segment, but we did just do a questions of the week type thing.
Yes.
So we're gonna address those, and then for next week we'll put up the box for anyone who meditated or tried it over the next week.
Or has any questions.
In general. So some first question, why do people work out in sweatshirts?
So I believe it is because, and I did not do any prior research. I think it's just because some people like to go and sweat more.
Yeah.
Just be careful with that though, because
can overheat your body.
You can overheat. I do know some very toxic stories of people who used to work out in full sweatsuits because they were wrestlers. In order to make weigh-ins, sometimes you literally drop water weight, because the more you sweat, the more water weight, quote unquote, you lose. So, and it's not real weight; it's just you're dehydrated. So you're gonna weigh a little. You're gonna weigh a little less if you sweat a lot in that moment, but that doesn't mean anything for the long term.
Yeah.
And also
scales don't matter, so throw it out.
Yeah, we threw away our scales. I actually have never owned a scale in my life.
Yeah, same.
So it's one of those things, I think people just do it because they like to sweat more, but to each his own. I run cold, so I wear sweatshirts and long sleeves a lot of the time when I work out. I do usually take them off. But some people, when they're warming up, it's actually easier to warm up when you have more layers on. In college swimming, we'd always wear our warm-up jackets and pants to get our blood flow going, and then you can take it off.
Yeah.
But it's all very personalized. So I wouldn't say it's a blanket statement.
Yeah. Do you work out every day?
No.
Next question.
No.
And there's no need to. You need a rest day, at least one.
At least in my personal opinion, I think 2 rest days, and maybe one of the rest days, if you want to move your body, go on a walk or do yoga and stretching and rolling, you do not need to work out every day.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the fitness industry shoving it down people's throats that you need to be active every day to be healthy. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But you don't need to.
You don't need to.
Nope.
Screw that.
Screw that.
Eat the damn cake. Where would you live if you didn't live in the Boston area? So do you want to answer first?
San Diego.
Okay, you can't even go a weekend away without calling us every single day.
That's not true, but
it is true.
I probably, if I had family closer by, I would move to California.
I would probably go to Charleston, South Carolina. It's
too hot.
No, it the heat really doesn't bother me.
Have you ever gone in August though?
Yeah, I've been to Arizona in August. I actually also love Scottsdale, Arizona. Probably one of those 2 places. I love hot. I love warm. I hate the cold. I hate the winter. I'd love more mild winters like South Carolina, would not love the summers in Arizona, though. I know I would.
The summers in South Carolina, like when me and I went to Charleston,
they're hot.
They're so humid. Arizona has dry heat at least.
No, I know, but even the summer, it's 120 degrees of dry heat. Yeah. Like you can't even leave your house. I mean,
climate change is real. So honestly, I hate the winter. I'd want to be somewhere warm,
but not Florida.
I want to be in
like far away from Florida.
I don't want to be in Florida, but I think I want to be in. I would want to be in California. 75, sunny most of the days. That is, and low humidity, no mosquitoes.
I just feel like California is so overpopulated. So
do you?
Yeah, I don't think it's my vibe out there.
It's like not. I mean, San Diego is very similar to like.
No, I know,
Boston.
but it's becoming more like more and more people are going out there.
You will wonder why, because it's so great.
All right, then go ahead. All right.
Sorry.
Best first step of thinking about getting into the fitness industry from no fitness degree. So this is a great question. I'm going to start by saying, take a lot of classes, figure out what you like in the fitness industry. And then I would think your first step, depending whether you want to do personal training, group fitness training, spin training, whatever it may be, you should go get this certification and learn the basics of the body. Because no matter what you do, whether it's personal training, group fitness training, or Mad Dog like spin training or Schwinn spin training, they are going to teach you about the body and the mechanics and how the body works with movement. And that's what you really need to know, basics. If you want to go back and get your degree, definitely take anatomy and physiology. That is so important to know how the body works and how it functions and why you're moving certain ways and not other ways. But I would say the first step is to reach out to your favorite or a well-known instructor, and they can kind of guide you in the right step.
I would say, honestly, for me, Kaka, I agree, but I think instead of reaching out to that person directly, work at your favorite studio to learn the in and outs of like the company and see if that's something you want to work, or the individual person that owns a studio that you really like, see if you can get an internship, like to learn how to do all of that. Cause I feel like it's tough.
Well, I also think though, like, for example, if I were to work a front desk position at a studio, you're going to be cleaning shoes and clipping people in. So
I know, but if you want to end up working at that studio, that's why a lot of people end up going like.
That's true.
Like I know at Soul Cycle, a lot of people work the front desk that end up going to audition.
Yeah. However, you do need to know the basics of the body.
Oh, no.
And she's saying with no fitness degree. So like if you have, say you like came from HR and you just have no idea how the body works, I'd say go get a certification first so you know at least the bare minimum of like how the body works.
No, I was just saying like after that.
Yeah.
Like after you do that.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Okay. Healthy snack choices throughout the day. This is not my cup of tea.
So I would say...
I just had 4 cookies before this podcast.
I think that the best thing you can do is meal prep on Sunday. And by meal prep, I mean like snack prep. Because the worst thing is when I want a snack, you're going to go the path of least resistance. So a bag of trail mix or chips. The trail mix is pretty good as long as it isn't like solely chocolate and cookies.
That's my favorite kind.
That is my favorite kind too, but that's not necessarily the best. I would say like
apples and peanut butter.
Apples and peanut butter are super healthy. I mean, that's the thing too. Like there's
fruit, vegetables.
Honestly, anything that's not like a bunch of over processed food.
Almonds.
Like
nuts.
Yeah.
Berries.
And you chocolate milk and like a good
protein shake.
Yeah. I mean, I think for everyone it's gonna be different because I think we're not dietitians, but I would say
we can refer you to one.
We have some great ones, but you know, as long as it's not just like this over processed fast food and it makes you feel good and it fuels you. Like I really like fruit for my, like an apple and peanut butter, like is one of my favorite things. I love celery and peanut butter.
I love like hummus
and carrots and cucumber. I love making homemade hummus. So good.
I love cucumbers and hummus. Yeah. For like healthy snacks throughout the day. Those are all very things that like, all things that will fuel you and like.
You just want to make sure it's not just
processed
and just like not filling. So like watermelon, love it. But like you need something else.
You need
like,
to eat an entire watermelon to fill up.
And still after water you pee once, you're not going to be full anymore. So you just want to make sure it's something that has a good protein and some carbs in there. Like you need to be like satiated, like actually satisfied. So you don't want to just fill yourself up with something that won't actually keep you full. But if you have any actually like real dietitian questions, we can refer you to someone that can actually help you.
Yes. At home workout equipment brands and Rex. So pretty much anything you buy through Rogue will be top notch.
Amazing.
We love Rogue.
To be real, Amazon has a lot of really inexpensive.
So does Marshall's.
And Marshall's. Everyone looks at me weird. I've gotten some like high grade dumbbells from Marshall's, like in kettlebells and
ropes,
random things. I don't know I think it was really truly because of the pandemic. So many people saw such a market for it because it was so overpriced. Every store has some sort of fitness equipment now.
Target,
like
Walmart. We got our squat rack at Walmart.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And it was
like 1/3 of the price of all the other ones.
And it was like the only one in stock. Like we could not find Rogue anywhere because Rogue has been sold out for probably like a year. But I would say sliders are a great option if you have carpet, and if you don't have carpet, use literal towels, like hand towels as sliders on a hardwood floor is great. There's so many slider at home workouts you can do. Any band set, I forget the name of the brand that we have been using, but
the booty bands, like the small ones,
small resistant bands with handles on it or not handles on it. There's a lot of things you can like a
loop
TRX.
around.
If you want to invest your money on something, get a TRX. TRXs are actually not cheap.
No.
When we opened our gym, we were like,
we need a TRX. And then we went and we were like, why is this $250?
Yeah,
it's pretty pricey.
It's a string with handles, but the versatility of it,
you can do everything.
You could do a whole workout in a TRX and be like
super
exhausted and so sore, but like maybe get that if that's something that if you're really looking to invest in something you don't have a lot of space.
Check out, like we said, Marshall's or Target for dumbbells. You're not going to get like 50-pound dumbbells there, but you 15 and 20s.
5 to 12 pounds. That's what I found.
Also kettlebells, same thing. You can find up to 30 pounds. I
got a 30-pound.
Yeah. So check out those. If I were to have my dream at home set up, I'd probably say 3 sets of dumbbells, light, medium, heavy.
Yep.
A couple kettlebells. I love kettlebells. I love to work them into things. A set of booty resistance bands, a set of longer resistance bands with or without handles, a TRX and sliders. And I think that's pretty much all you'll need at home.
Or if you just have like a mat and body weight, you can do that too. So,
yeah.
Limitations
bada bing,
are
bada
endless.
Boom. What's the fitness/exercise myth you most frequently have to bust? Fasted cardio. Not a thing.
I would say the biggest fitness myth that I have to bust. I think honestly that you like have to have like a calorie deficit all the time, that you have to work out every day,
that you're going to get bulky from lifting weights.
Oh my God, that you're going to get bulky. That's it. That you're going to get bulky from lifting weights.
Yep. That's not a thing in any way, shape, or form.
It's just one of those things like,
where did that come from? Where did that rumor start?
Someone one time said to me, I don't want to look manly. And I looked at them and I was like, you could like, okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
You lifting weights, you're going to get stronger. That's what we're focusing on. We're not focusing on what we're going to look like after this. Like, and then also we're not going to be throwing up 450 pounds over your head. Like we're not going to get a bodybuilder's build from functional fitness.
Yeah.
So like that is hugely like a lot of like for a lot of women, like I feel like that's been something that people need to unpack. Is you're like, you're not going to, that's, you're okay.
Also thinking that you have, like you said, calorie deficit, like we've had clients come in who are almost afraid to like eat after they work out because they don't want to like ruin the progress they just made. And I'm like, no, you have to eat before, after, during, whatever. You have to eat to fuel your body because otherwise you are not gonna, it's not going to be good.
I mean, I think we've talked about this a couple of times. You start your day off in a calorie deficit because it's called breakfast. You're breaking the fast. Like, and when I used to wear my Whoop a lot, like I haven't been wearing it again because I stink and I just don't keep anything charged. I would wake up from midnight to 6 a.m. I burned a handful of calories sleeping, just slumbering. So like, I think people don't understand if you're working out. Yes, you do have to be technically in a calorie deficit to like lose weight. Like, sure, whatever. That's what everyone says. But at the same time, you need to eat in order to get stronger and build muscle and be able to feel good. So please never think, and we've talked about this before, like having a really toxic relationship with food and exercise. Like I've been there where I'm like, I just did 2 hours worth of exercise today. I don't want to eat too much because I don't want to ruin
this last week.
And I think we talked about it with one of our guests before too. And don't have that mentality. Have that mentality. Feed to fuel. Feed to fuel. Feed to fuel. That just never let that go, because if you're exercising, you need food.
All right. That's it for our questions. We're going to go into this or that. We're going to do a speed round. So no explanation, just an answer.
Okay,
Ready, set, go. Music editions. 90 music edition. 90s or 2000s?
2000s.
90s.
Okay, go.
112 for 90s.
I was literally alive for 3 years of the 90s. So
112 for 90s, 144 for 2000s. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC.
See, Maddie, this isn't the this or that for Maddie. As you know, music with Maddie.
Like, come on.
I'm going to say Backstreet Boys, and Backstreet Boys won 129 to 118 for NSYNC. Green Day or Blink 182?
Green Day? I don't even
Blink
know.
182.
Like, guys, this is
146. This is why we're not going into depth with this or that. 146 for Blink 182, 100 people for Green Day. Fall Out Boy or Good Charlotte?
Like, I read that and was like, who the hell is Good Charlotte?
You chose Good Charlotte?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Dance floor anthem? Oh, my God.
Oh, I chose Fall Out Boy. 197 for Fall Out Boy, 41 for Good Charlotte. Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera?
Pretty.
I did Christina.
I did Christina too.
Free Britney.
Free Britney, obviously. I'm all about Free Britney. However, her voice is so like airy and breathy, and Christina actually has an incredible range and like an incredible voice. So I'm going to go with Christina. 208 for Britney, 54 for Christina. But Britney does have some very catchy songs. Not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
Avril Lavigne or Kelly Clarkson?
Kelly Clarkson. I don't know.
I did Avril Lavigne.
See, I'm like...
I did Kelly Clarkson.
I do really like Kelly Clarkson songs.
She
was one of my go-to karaoke songs, and I'd always win at Roller Kingdom.
One?
Since you've been gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It was that. I can't breathe for the first time.
I'm so sorry for those people at Roller Kingdom that had to hear that.
Yeah. Thanks to you. Now you get what you want.
All right. 158 for Avril Lavigne, 98 for Kelly Clarkson. Tupac or Biggie?
I don't think I answered this one. It was tough. I think I'd go Pac, though.
Tupac. Changes? Come on.
Pass.
All right. 76 for Tupac, 136 for Biggie, which I was actually surprised.
If you can give me their music,
Maddie,
maybe I could tell you.
You know the Biggie Smalls song never mind.
I love it when they call me
Big Pop. Yeah, you know those.
Yeah, I do.
I was going to sing that, but then I was like, should I be? I don't know. All right. The Killers or Panic at the Disco?
The Killers.
Killers.
The Killers.
And not because of Mr. Brightside.
No.
When we were young. Or when you were young.
When I do know.
On guitar.
We're young. Maddie once got a full note streak on that. She didn't miss one note.
I'd play that game just to listen to that song.
I know.
Yeah,
it was
the
so
best.
good.
106 for the Killers, 126 for Panic at the Disco. I was like, yikes.
Whoa.
Rihanna or Beyonce? Rihanna.
Yep.
Wow.
I listen to Rihanna's music more than I listen to Beyonce, but Beyonce I do love. That was a really hard one.
I know, and everyone yelled at me for that one. I obviously love and appreciate Beyonce's talent. That's not like
she's freaking brilliant.
She's unbelievable. She's brilliant. However, I enjoy listening to Rihanna more.
That's okay.
112 for Rihanna, 143 for Beyonce. And last but not least, Jay-Z or Kanye?
Kanye.
I don't really listen to either.
Honestly, Kanye might be a nutcase, but he is a genius. And he knows how to sell his music. Everyone is waiting for that album to drop right now.
Isn't it Donda?
Yep. How do you actually know that?
I follow Kim K.
Everyone in NSYNC or Backstreet Boys knows Kanye's new album.
I know, literally. But he's a genius because everyone's on edge waiting for this album. It's like,
honestly,
he's hyped it up,
smart.
and he is strategic and he is smart. He is so funny. So like, I actually appreciate Kanye,
and I love him.
I love how much he loves himself. I think it's hilarious. And I just let, that's all. So 126 for Jay-Z and 114 for Kanye. And that concludes our this or that for this week. And I actually lined up the this or that's for the next 4 weeks.
So get ready.
We got some good ones coming.
Get ready.
Don't forget to share just one episode with a friend, your favorite one.
Pick your fave.
And share it with a friend. And let's get to 30,000 streams by next week.
Oh,
okay?
Double it.
Let's double it. Also, please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, save it, send it, love it.
Live it, laugh, love.
You'll get a code if you send us a picture, screenshot of your review. Must be 5 stars or more. If it's a 1 star, I'll be like, no, you don't get the discount code, honey.
And then on top of that, if you have any questions about training in person with us, virtually anything, we're about to take the vow. DM us. We love you. We hope you have a great rest of your week.
Woo!
And talk soon. Bye-bye.
Love you all.